Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Wednesday. How are you on this Christmas week? I hope it's been a wonderful week for you and you have some fun planned this week. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, it's still time off. It's still a holiday weekend across the world. Um, anyway, I'm excited. We're taking off of work starting tomorrow to spend time just with our family, and we're pretty excited about it. Um, Today, I want to talk to you about dressing for your body shape and the all or nothing mentality. So, we've been talking a lot about body shapes the last few weeks and how every body shape is beautiful and perfect, just the way it is, and how you can determine what your body shape is. And by the way, last over the last week, I've chatted with some of you, and you've helped me work through the worksheet I created for you last week and make it much clearer and easier to use. So if you downloaded the worksheet, just go back to the email that you got with the link. And if you click that link again, it will automatically download the updated worksheet. It's a lot better, a lot clearer. And I just want to thank those of you who helped me with that, because sometimes when you're just that deep into something, um, especially something that's a little complicated like that, it can feel totally clear here, but not everything is being transferred. So they helped me work it out, and I appreciate that. So if you got that email, just click on the link and it'll give you the new one. But today, I want to talk to you about the all or nothing mentality, because it's something I personally struggle with in every aspect of my life. So I remember when I was first learning about dressing for my body shape, I was going along and then I read, and you can't wear white jeans as a pair because they make your hips and thighs look bigger. Wait, what? I I can't wear white jeans anymore? Yet another favorite wardrobe staple was supposed to be purged from my wardrobe and my style. As I started to learn the rules for dressing to flatter my body shape, some of them were totally fine and others weren't. After spending years refinding and refining my personal style, I was losing item after item I considered staples in my personal wardrobe. Staples that really reflected not only my personal preferences, but my personal style. Leather pants, my black moto jacket, skinny jeans, belts, my favorite shoes and bags. No, I'm sorry, that's crossing a line. I have loved shoes and bags like always. I took my first steps in my mom's shoes, like shoes, bags, and more had been added to the unacceptable list. And yet I couldn't deny the benefits of following the rules to flatter my body shape. After switching from skinny jeans to bootcut jeans, I couldn't unsee the difference. And I didn't want to go back, to be totally honest. I was mostly content. I mourned my carefully curated collection of skinny jeans and the variety they brought to my wardrobe. But as far as the shape of my pants, I couldn't. That was a switch I was prepared to make. I saw it. I liked it. Fine, we can move on. But some things I just couldn't let go of. And I felt as though I had to choose between dressing for my personal style and dressing for my body shape, because they weren't getting along. After spending so much time to reclaim my personal style, I wasn't willing to let it go. It felt like wearing my skin finally. I felt so comfortable in my skin finally. And dressing to reflect who I am and wearing what I love is so valuable to me. I wasn't willing to let that go. Some of the body shape rules I could work with, but others eliminated some really key elements of my personal style, and that just doesn't work for me. My very black and white, all or nothing, perfectionist mentality immediately went to, well, this just doesn't work for me. If I can't follow all the body type rules, I won't follow any of them. If I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. There's no point in doing it halfway. If I can't do it all, why bother? There's no point. And I get stuck in this black and white thinking about everything. Many of us approach areas in our life with an all or nothing mentality, but the gray area of anything is so hard for me. And I nearly tossed out all the benefits of the rules because I didn't want to do all of it. When learning a new concept, it's easy to feel blocked in and constrained by the rules, but really, it's a choice. I can choose to accept a concept wholly, in parts, or not at all. Our minds are filled with shoulds. They are shoulds that are cast on us from every direction, and they have been hammered into our heads from the moment we enter this world. You should do this, this, and this. You shouldn't do that, that, and that. Some shoulds are really beneficial, like you should brush your teeth every day. Other shoulds are really someone else's opinion, like you shouldn't wear red lipstick after 40. I'm over 40. Too bad. I love it. Rather than letting others dictate what we should and shouldn't do, it's important to decide what authority they have to make that should. Okay, dentist, with all of your dental training and dental experience working with people who have and have not brushed your teeth, I will listen to your toothbrushing recommendations and follow them. If I fall asleep one night without brushing my teeth again today, does that mean I abandon brushing my teeth forever because I didn't do it perfectly? No. I just start brushing my teeth again first thing the next morning, right? And I can decide whether I agree with it. I agree with the dentist. I think we should all be brushing our teeth every day. Do I agree with the people who decided about red lipstick in the age of 40? No, I don't. I don't even know who they were, but they're not the boss of me, and I'll wear red lipstick until I die, you know? So rather than letting someone else decide, I choose. Now, there will be consequences for my choices. I could choose to ignore the dentist, and that is my choice, and my teeth would turn black and fall out, right? But it's still a choice. And I have the consequences of wearing red lipstick after the age of 40. There might be people who think I'm tacky, and that's a consequence I can live with because it's my face. That's when I started to think of the rules as tools instead. When you're working on a project, do you use every single tool you own for every single project? Not usually, unless you only have one tool, then maybe you do. If you don't have the perfect tool for the job, do you run out and buy it immediately? Or do you abandon the project entirely? Or do you work with what you have because it works? I mean, granted, sometimes there is no other tool for the job, but a lot of times there is. As silly as it sounds, it took a major mental shift for me to realize that I can use the rules or tools when and how I want to. I use the ones that suit me and I ignore the ones that don't. And what that looks like can change from day to day and outfit to outfit. It's my choice. And they're here to serve me, to benefit me the way a tool does, to make my life improved in some way, to make it easier, to make it go better. And not every tool works for every situation or what I'm willing to do. And, even sometimes I'm not willing to go out to the garage to get a different tool. I'll just use what I have in the kitchen. And there's not that much distance. This is good enough. There's a spectrum. Not all rules have the same weight or impact as others. So getting all worked up about some of them is absolutely pointless because their impact is just so minimal. So whether I use that rule or don't use that rule isn't making such a big difference. Do you know what I mean? You can think of it like money. Each denomination has different value. And when you go to the gas station or whatever, and they have that leave a penny and take a penny tray, I leave my pennies. I don't want to carry around a bunch of pennies in my wallet because pennies just don't have much value to us in our society. I don't leave dollars in the take a penny tray. The dollars go in my wallet, right? Because they have more value. I don't choose to abandon my dollars. I do choose to abandon my pennies. In fact, if they're like, no, take your pennies, I'm like, no, really, I don't want them. I don't want them in the bottom of my purse. I don't want them in my wallet. I don't want them in my car tray. I just don't want them. You can keep them. And rules can be the same way. Some rules are making a much greater impact and are worth considering or following when I choose to. And others, if I don't agree with them, I'm like, well, you really just don't make that much of a difference. So whatever, I'm not going to lose any sleep over you at all. Over the last few years, I have consciously embraced the done is better than perfect mentality. And it's been both a battle and a blessing. I can tell you it's been really hard for me to do. And I have to actually say it out loud to myself. Done is better than perfect. It's time to move forward. Done is better than perfect. It's really hard for me, but I can get paralyzed by perfection. You could also call it the good enough approach. It's all about living in that gray area I struggle so much with. And following some of the rules or using some of the tools is better than nothing at all. It still makes an improvement. So, if I've brushed my teeth and I realize I'm out of floss, does that mean there was no value in brushing my teeth because I didn't get to finish the process by flossing? No, there was still value and benefit from taking the first and biggest step. Do I still go out and get some floss, the next day? Sure, I do. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to brush my teeth at all just because I don't have floss today. I will use what I have, and done is better than perfect. It was good enough today to brush my teeth. And I've seen enormous growth and success in my life by embracing this mentality rather than being paralyzed by perfection. So you might know that I have a rebellious side. I love rules. I do. And I also hate them. If you want to see my rebellious side come out, just tell me I can't do something. Really? Watch me. I will do it. My entire life, whenever someone has told me something can't be done, my first thought was, well, there has to be a way. Even as a little girl, there has to be a way. And sadly, this is before the internet. And so I was left to my own devices, but I figured out a way more often than not. And I would go in search of that way. And so I did the same thing with the body type rules. how can I wear all these things I am not supposed to wear and still balance my body shape? How can I keep the things I love that are such a part of my personal style and still get the benefits of this concept? Through trial and error, I figured it out. And now I've created a course to teach you the same thing. So, something I want to make clear is there is a lot of value in learning the rules to dress, to flatter, and balance your body shape, if that's something you're interested in. And if it's not, then you can ignore it entirely. I don't want to be another should saying you should do this, because not everybody should. It's only if it's something that interests you. It interested me. And so I learned about it. And if it interests you, there is a lot of value to it. And so I don't want you to feel like I'm saying that the rules are bad, because they can be very helpful. I continued to learn and study and research about them, mostly in pursuit of learning how to break them, to be totally honest. But because I had learned them, I could see what value they had. I could see the effects of it. And then I learned what rules I wanted to break, and then figured out how to break them. And so that's what course 1 is about. Course 1 is about learning these rules for dressing for your body shape and understanding the value of them, what impact they make on you, on your outfits, and what value you have for them. And then in course 2, I take you deeper into the concepts about your unique shape, and I teach you how to break the rules, the ones that you want to break, so that you can get the benefits of dressing for your body shape and wearing what you love, because you shouldn't have to choose. You can have, it shouldn't have to be one or the other. There might be parts of each one that you're willing to let go of and accept. So it's figuring out your perfect balance of what is a deal breaker and what isn't, what you're willing to give and take with, and how that plays into what you value. The course is called Style Your Silhouette, and the doors opened on Monday, and they're only open until next Wednesday, until the 30th. And I've loved hearing how excited you are about it. It's just been absolutely thrilling to me. And I love that I can share this with you. It's something that you've asked me for over and over and over again for at least the last year. And I've been working on this for a really long time. And I'm really excited to finally be able to share it with you. And you can learn more by going to stunningstyle.com/love my body, because it's all about loving your body, loving and dressing the body that you have, because it's perfect. It's yours. It's what you've got. And so let's love it and treat it with love and kindness. And I'm just so excited, and I hope you'll join us in this course. I will not be offering it again for quite some time. If you sign up for course 1, so you get access to module 1 right away, and then the course begins on January 5th. And then if you sign up for, you can bundle and say, and save even more by getting both courses. And that will start course 2 on March 30th for those who sign up for that, which means that we're going to actually take you through course 1 twice if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to go through it twice with me, you can. And just because I feel like it's really important to understand those rules first and see the value of them before you can decide what you want to ignore or break or shuffle, and then course 2 will start on March 30th. So where does that leave me? For me, it comes down to a few things. I don't have to choose between my personal style and dressing for my body shape. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, even within an outfit. Just because I break one rule in an outfit doesn't mean I have to ignore all the rules in that outfit. Breaking some of the rules some of the time doesn't mean I reject them altogether. It's a choice. I get to choose which rules I follow and when. There are rules or tools I can choose to use when and how I want to, rather than think of them as rules that bind me completely. Not every rule has equal value, and some I can ignore without a second thought, and some rules make a much bigger impact, and those can be enough. Good enough is good enough. There are ways to break the rules and still dress to flatter and balance my body shape, and it leaves me still wearing white jeans. So I can honestly say I feel very content now with where I am and how I balance the two. So, you'll see my outfits and you'll be like, if you know the rules, you'll be like, oh, April, you are not following the rules. I don't follow all the rules. That's the whole point. And I would love to share more with you about that as well. So you can go to stunningstyle.com/lovemybody to learn more about it. You can sign up for course 1, or you can sign up for course 1 and course 2. I'm offering a special price this first time. This is just for my audience. I'm not sharing this with anyone outside of my audience. I'm not. And so I'm offering a special price for these courses for you as my audience, because I appreciate you so much. You join me every week. You spend time with me, and we have this community. You've helped me build this incredibly supportive and wonderful community of women who build each other up. And you save even more when you bundle both courses. We do have payment plans for both options if that's something that is beneficial to you and helps it work better for your budget. So let me know what questions you have. And I would love to know, do you get stuck in the all or nothing mentality when it comes to things? Like when it comes to your wardrobe, where do you get stuck in the all or nothing mentality? And what are some shoulds that you've gotten bogged down with? And if you have any questions about the courses, I would love to answer them. So someone is here from Ohio. I wish I could see your name, but I can't. Hello from in Ohio. I'm so glad you're here. Diana says hello from Virginia. Oh, I love Virginia. So beautiful there. Patty says, yes, done has value. I prefer perfect, but except I may not be able to be perfect in all things. Well, Patty, I'm perfect in nothing. And that was part of my problem, right? Wanting and expecting perfection that is, almost always unachievable. And it was just dragging and tearing me down. And I would just beat myself up over it. And so, like I said, embracing this has been, it's been both a blessing and a curse. I mean, it's been hard for me to let go in that way, but it's also been really, really helpful. So I hope you can give yourself grace too, because that's really what it's all about. Leslie says, that is so hard saying that is good enough. I still struggle with this. I know it really, I find it painful, not as much as I used to. It was really hard in the beginning, but I would say it out loud done is better than perfect. I have to move forward because it was paralyzing me. My whole life, my perfectionism has paralyzed me in so many ways. I've missed out on a lot of really great things because of it. And I'm determined not to have that anymore. I want more. And I've been getting it because I'm willing to move forward with good enough. Pam says, struggling with body shape description and the actual measurement formula. Skinny legs, flatter butt, and larger waist equals apple, but pears say number due to shoulder width. Well, Pam, download the new worksheet and see if it's clearer. And also I would recheck your measurements. You know, when my measurements put me in the wrong body shape because I measured my shoulders incorrectly. So it's worthwhile to recheck your body measurements as well and see if that helps, if both of those things help. But just from your description, I would agree with you. Try that. Sarah says, will there be a dedicated Facebook group for the Style Your Silhouette course? I imagine we want to verbally digest the course content with one another the way that we do in Perfectly Put Together. Yes, there will be a group for course 1. And then when we start course 2, there will be a group for course 2 as well, so that you can verbally digest all you want. I'm the same way. I need to talk about it with someone. And my husband will sit and listen. Doesn't mean he's interested or has anything to say back. But he's very kind about listening when I have to go on and on and on and on and on about something I'm learning. But it's more fun for both of us if I talk to someone else who actually is interested in it too. So yes, there is a group. And if you signed up for the course, you should have, in your email, should have received the link to join the course or to join the group. Another Facebook user says, hello from Michigan. Well, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Julie is here from sunny Arizona. See, now this is the time of year I would like to be in Arizona. Much nicer weather. Sarah says, shoulds or should nots that I get bogged down with. Petites shouldn't wear big prints or maxi skirts or rules like that. Yeah, you petite women get a lot of those rules. Those shoulds. A Facebook user says, I also think things have to be perfect. I don't go places unless I feel like I can look perfect and feel I miss out on lots of things. I'm working on it. Well, I mean, if I waited to look perfect to go anywhere, I would never go anywhere. But I understand what you mean. Like, I don't want to give a gift until it's perfect. One of the things that really helps me is I could get stuck in my perfectionism with these style snacks. Having an appointment with you, like you and I, we have an appointment. We have our weekly Wednesday lunch date right about now. And this commitment that I have made with you makes me move forward. You're waiting for me. Has to be good enough. And I could sit on these for months and just rework them, trying to get them perfect. Every last word, all the, perfectly worded, but I don't think you would appreciate that. And you all have been very accepting of my best efforts and good enough. And so, having that commitment, that deadline really helps me. Like, I just keep reworking this course too. And finally I was like, I have to stop reworking it. It's time to commit. So here we are. I'm committed. Judy says, my striving for perfection ends with a deadline. When it has to be done, it is. Judy, me too. Deadlines are really helpful to me to get something out. But when it's something that I'm the only one who knows the deadline, that well, then we've got a problem. I am my own boss, right? And so sometimes I keep extending my deadlines, and that's problematic. But yeah, deadlines are so helpful. You Timeful says, I love your approach. Where is the worksheet? Well, thank you. So the worksheet last week's style snack, I posted the blog post on my website. So after I finish these style snacks, we publish them on my website stunningstyle.com, and on there is a place that you can sign up to get it, and then I email it to you. And I'll put the link to that blog post in here, and it'll also be in this blog post when this goes up as well. You Timeful also says, I'm so done beating myself up over perfect, but do appreciate having the rules, tools in my toolbox. Exactly. So use them for your benefit. They are meant to help you, not to trap you. And when you can make that mental shift for yourself, it's so freeing. And that goes for anything that I say as well. I love to share my ideas with you, but if any of them don't work for you, then just ignore me. There are a lot of great ideas in the world. Mine aren't the only ideas there are, and my ideas aren't for everyone. So, I mean that just as much for whatever I share with you as I do for anything else out there. And I really try to make sure that nothing I put out there is another should sitting on your shoulders, because I don't want to be one of those. They're ideas, they're suggestions. If you find them helpful, then that's fantastic. And if you don't, then just let them go. Or you can like some of my ideas and not others. That's okay too, right? It's all, my purpose is to be helpful. And if it's not helpful, then there's something else out there that is for you. So that's how I feel about it too. It's meant to helpful to you. They're tools in your toolbox. Use the ones that are useful and ignore the ones that don't. Leave them in the toolbox. So I appreciate that you have spent this time with me. I love these conversations that we have. This is my favorite part, when we get to chat at the end. And I appreciate that you show up every week and that you share your ideas and thoughts with me as well. You have been such an important part of my life for the last several years, but especially this year, with the way things have been so chaotic and crazy for everyone. Having this community and all of you fantastic women to fill my life with, and just to be an outlet and a positive place for me and for each other, has been just such a gift and such a blessing. And I've heard from so many of you that this community has been the same for you. And it is that way because of each of you, and that you show up and that you give your best self and lift and support one another. And that means everything to me. So I want to thank you for being here, especially this year. And that's why, I'm offering this special pricing for you for this very first launch as my thank you to you. A Facebook user says, I am a rule breaker. I was color analyzed as warm, but I don't like most of those colors, so I wear my favorite cool colors anyway. Rebel that I am. Wear what you love. But honestly, if you don't like those colors, I would be inclined to think that maybe you had been misdiagnosed. I find that you're drawn to the colors you look best in. So I would break that rule too. If someone told me I was a color palette and I didn't like the colors, I wouldn't wear them either. Because you have to enjoy what you're wearing. Even if it makes you look fantastic, if it doesn't make you feel, if it makes you look fantastic, but you don't feel fantastic, are you really getting the value? Everybody else is when they look at you, I guess, but I would rather feel fantastic. So Another Facebook user says, I really struggle with perfectionism with everything. It really is paralyzing. And if you haven't heard of Brene Brown, it's her thing. She's awesome, and she's really funny and kind of snarky. The first time I read, and she has a book about perfectionism. She talks about it a lot. Anyway, she researches shame and perfectionism. But the first time I read her book, like I was like, don't tell me what to do. But then I watched her Netflix special, and once I could hear her voice, and then I reread the book, and I'm like, I love you. This is such a good book. I love her personality. She's so funny and just and she's snarky and real. So if you haven't heard of Brene Brown, I don't know if her Netflix special is still out there or if it was like a temporary thing, but it's really good. And her books are excellent. And she has a podcast now too. So check her out. It's like Renee, but with a B at the front, Brene Brown. But she talks a lot about perfectionism. It's really, really good. So check her out. It will help. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, a wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and Happy New Year to you. I hope that this has been a wonderful and blessed season for you. You can learn more about Style Your Silhouette course at stunningstyle.com/love my body. And if you have any questions, you can leave them here, or at that link, you can there's a chat box. You can also chat with us, and we can answer your questions that way too. Have a great Christmas, and I will see you soon.